I've heard from people who are not paying attention very much to this issue, but maybe they've heard news stories here and there about it, or even those who support the changes in Title IX that the Biden administration is making. They say, well, why is this even a big deal? You know, there are so few trans athletes. This is affecting just like a very fraction of a percent of women and athletes. And so, like, honestly, why are you guys making a big deal out of such a small thing? And I've actually heard members of Congress saying this on the House floor as they're giving their speeches, like almost like it's a joke. Like, come on, guys, like, give us a break. Like, stop whining and complaining. This isn't affecting hardly any people. So what is the big deal, Taylor Silverman?
Oh, it's a huge deal. And actually, that dinner and the rally that we had for the 50th anniversary of Title IX was my first experience being surrounded with other women who had gone through a similar experience as I did. So that actually was really eye-opening to me, even someone who's experienced it and spent years thinking, well, this keeps happening to me, but it seems to be this non-issue. It was really eye-opening to me to see that it had been happening and it had been affecting other women. It wasn't just a crazy coincidence that it had happened to me a few times. And also realizing the impact that this is going to have if this affects schools. Like, I went through this as an adult, and it's a very, very difficult thing to go through and know how to handle and speak up about and face the backlash for. But when I was growing up, I had the luxury of experiencing the benefits of Title IX. I played sports in schools. I didn't start skateboarding until I was a teenager. And I started skateboarding because I switched to homeschool and I would no longer play school sports because at that time that wasn't an option. And I just feel really lucky that I got to have fairness in sports, because I think that many women, many girls gain a lot of the life skills that they grow to use in their day-to-day life, in their jobs, with their families, from sports. They learn how to work on a team. They build their confidence. They learn how to win well and how to lose well, because that's part of it. And it's really empowering for women. And if girls do not have a fair place to experience that and to gain those skills, what is our next generation of women going to be like if they don't even want to go to tryouts, if they don't even want to go to the starting line because they know that it's unfair already? It's really scary to think about. And I know that a lot of people don't realize how impactful that is and what it's really like to go through. Because for me, it took me months to even speak up about it, because I knew, based on just my peers in the skateboarding community, that it would not be popular to say something, that this was a protected group, that there was no criticism allowed. And it also felt like I felt kind of betrayed by this community that I had supported always, because once it got to a point that it did seem kind of extreme and did seem nonsensical, and I said something about it, that was all forgotten, and I was free game to be harassed and attacked online. And luckily, I've received a lot more support than I have hate, but I understand why women are scared to speak up. But there's so much being lost. And, even aside from just the things that girls get out of sports, there's scholarships, there's prize money. Like, there's a lot of people do sports professionally, so this could cost you your career.
Right.
But I think that there's a lot to be lost, and I hope we don't have to find out.
After it's already gone. After it's already gone. Yeah.
We really do have a lot of stories of examples of this aside from mine. There's Riley Gaines, there's Selena Soul and Alana Smith, and there's all these girls. There's high schoolers, there's college students now, and then it's impacted sports, more independent sports like mine. I know disc golf has been heavily impacted. Skateboarding's been impacted. This is now impacting combat sports, which is terrifying. And even sports that aren't contact sports, this can still be a major safety issue, like the high school volleyball video that came out of the girl getting spiked in the face. And the coaches saying that was the hardest I've ever seen anybody hit the ball in my, decades of coaching. like, it's really common sense to me why this is a problem. And I understand that if you've never experienced it, you don't know someone who's gone through it, it can be something to easily look over. But when you actually take a look at how it's playing out, because we do have examples of it now, this isn't just a let's try this and see how it happens. We tried it. It doesn't work. You really have to ignore the facts about this issue to be on board with saying it's fair or wanting it to happen.